Nate DeSivey with the lead, followed by Lance Melke. Then it's Colby Kaspar, Brent Yoakum, and Justin Morton. Apologize for the technical difficulties there. A little, couldn't get the stream to come up there for some reason, lost the signal. But we're back on there now, live on MyCentralNebraska.comTV. With Nate DeSivey coming down to the white flag. One lap to go in the B feature here. There's Lance Melke, Brent Yoakum, Colby Kaspar, and Justin Morton. So coming out of turn number 4, the top 4 will be, it looks like, Nate DeSivey, Lance Melke, Brent Yoakum, Colby Kaspar, and finishing in 5th, it will be Justin Morton. So winner of the B, the 31K of Nate DeSivey. So Nate DeSivey picking up the B feature victory. Top 4 will advance. So here we go. Looks like the B feature in your Class 2 Tough to Tame, your IMCA stock cars. Kyle Becker, the 2, sitting on the point. The 14, the Racing Josh Grape. Ryan Rohde on the inside row 2. Mark Posnicker on the outside of row 2. Inside row number 3, John Brugman. Outside the 90 of Alan Zimmerman. And shotgun on the field, the 21 of Tyler Pettit. So once again, welcome back to the stream here on MyCentralNebraska.comTV, brought to you by Renner Wraps and Apparel and Papa Murphy's Pizza. They make it, you bake it. So here we go. I believe the top 4 out of this one will go to the back of the A main for your IMCA stock cars. 10 laps the distance. Kyle Becker sitting on the point outside of him. Josh Grape in the Racing number 14. So it looks like we're ready to go. Kyle Becker on the point. Josh Grape outside of him. That's your front row. Ryan Rohde, Mark Posnicker, John Brugman, Tyler Pettit, shotgun on the field. I believe top 4 will go to the A main. Setting the pace, Kyle Becker brings the turn 4. Mike Jensen says, let's go racing. Kyle Becker, Josh Grape side by side. Then it's Ryan Rohde, Mark Posnicker, John Brugman, Tyler Pettit, Alan Zimmerman. It is Kyle Becker, Josh Grape, Ryan Rohde, Mark Posnicker, Tyler Pettit, John Brugman, Alan Zimmerman. It is Kyle Becker. The Racing, Josh Grape, Ryan Rohde, Mark Posnicker. That's your top 4. On the outside looking in, Tyler Pettit, John Brugman, Alan Zimmerman. So Kyle Becker with the lead, Josh Grape second, Ryan Rohde third, Mark Posnicker in fourth, but here comes Tyler Pettit. Looking for that fourth and final. They do a little Robbins racing out of turn number 4. It is Kyle Becker, Josh Grape, Ryan Rohde, Tyler Pettit, Mark Posnicker, John Brugman, Alan Zimmerman. Once again with 6 laps to go, it is Kyle Becker, Josh Grape, Ryan Rohde, Tyler Pettit, Mark Posnicker, John Brugman, Alan Zimmerman. 5 down, 5 to go for Kyle Becker, Josh Grape, Ryan Rohde, Tyler Pettit, Mark Posnicker, John Brugman, Alan Zimmerman. Down the 4 laps to go. Kyle Becker continues to lead. Josh Grape. Then it's Ryan Rohde, Tyler Pettit. That's your top 4. Then in 5th it is Mark Posnicker, Alan Zimmerman. And getting it back under control, the 64 of John Brugman. 3 laps to go. Kyle Becker has continued to lead. He's led throughout on this B feature. Josh Gray following in his footsteps. Ryan Rohde, Tyler Pettit. That's your top 4. Mark Posnicker, Alan Zimmerman, John Brugman. Coming around with 2 laps left to go. Kyle Becker, Josh Gray, Ryan Rohde, Tyler Pettit. Look at this, Ryan Rohde making a big charge on the inside of Kyle Becker. Can't do it. Look at Grape. He goes to the outside, gets the lead with 1 lap left to go. The racing Josh Grape gets the lead away from Kyle Becker. Now the drag race down the backstretch. And out of turn number 4, going to the B, it will be Josh Grape, Kyle Becker, Ryan Rohde, Tyler Pettit. And then Mark Posnicker, Alan Zimmerman, John Brugman. So winning the B feature, driving the racing number 14, that is Josh Grape. Josh Grape hails from that Bellwood, Nebraska, winning in the racing, and Ryan Rohde, Kyle Becker, and Tyler Pettit. So it looks like we're going to bring out the B feature in your bragging rights limited late models. Coming out there in the 83, that is Mike Babcock. 747, Jason Jacobs. 7J of Devin Johnson. The 1150 of Todd Bell, and the 45 belongs to John Haase. And here comes the 7 of Tyler Steckelberg. So I believe the top 4 out of this one will tag the back of the A main in your bragging rights limited late models. Once again, thanks for tuning in tonight to MyCentralNebraska.comTV. Brought to you by Renner Wraps and Apparel and Papa Murphy's Pizza. Why is I always saying Poppy? I have no clue. So Babcock will be sitting on the point outside of him. Jason Jacobs, that's row number 1. Devin Johnson and Todd Bell, row 2. And then it is John Haase and Tyler Steckelberg in row number 3. Top 4 will go the A main. Setting the pace. The 83 of Mike Babcock brings him to the cone. Let's go racing. Jason Jacob with a big charge. Mike Babcock in that second spot. Devin Johnson, Todd Bell. Oh, look out. Babcock goes around in turn 4. Steckelberg got in the side of Haase, but they all keep going. So does Babcock. But it is Jason Jacobs, Devin Johnson, Todd Bell, and John Haase. Then it's Tyler Steckelberg. And Babcock pulled it off. So top 4 will tag the back of the A main right now. That is Jason Jacobs, Devin Johnson, Todd Bell, and John Haase. And on the outside looking in, Tyler Steckelberg in the 7. The Jason Jacobs walking the dog on Devin Johnson, and then won a straightaway lead. And then it is Todd Bell, John Haase, and Tyler Steckelberg. So Jason Jacobs with the lead. And 5 laps to go, followed by Devin Johnson, Todd Bell, John Haase, Tyler Steckelberg. And Jason Jacobs is checked out. He is walking the dog in this B feature. More than a straightaway lead over Devin Johnson in second with 4 laps left to go. Then it is Todd Bell. He's under pressure. Now on Devin Johnson. Then it's John Haase and Tyler Steckelberg. Keep that under control, Tyler. Jason Jacobs with 3 to go. Devin Johnson having time hook up. Here comes Todd Bell. Look at the inside of him for second. John Haase, Tyler Steckelberg. 2 laps to go for Jason Jacob. He is about a half a lap ahead of Devin Johnson. Then it is Todd Bell, John Haase, Tyler Steckelberg, who's about ready to get lapped by the leader as the white flag's coming out. 1 lap to go for Jason Jacobs. Devin Johnson's holding on to second. Todd Bell chasing him down in third. Then it's John Haase in fourth and Tyler Steckelberg in fifth. But getting the B feature victory, it will be Jason Jacobs in the 747. The 7J of Devin Johnson looks like he's going to hold on for second. The 1150 of Todd Bell in third. John Haase in the 45 in fourth. And the 7 of Tyler Steckelberg will finish on the outside looking in that fifth spot. So that will conclude the B features.
All right, that'll do it for your consolation fee. Up next.
You're going to have the feature looks like in your IMCA Sport Compacts out there, the 58T. That is Tanner Euling. Also out there in the 77 and Neil Reynolds. Outside, rule number 1, the 22X of Dustin Action Jackson. Then we have the 4D of Devin Davidson, the 21R Ramsey Rampage Meyer. Here coming up outside row number 2, the 12X of Parker Volbright. Yeah, it looks to be then inside row number 4, the 2B, the dirt slinging diva of Duncan, Brooke Flickinger. Outside of her, the double out buckshot, the coach, Shannon Pospischel. The 7M of Jewel Haller. And I believe the 42 of Kyle Reed will be outside row number 5. So 12 lap the distance, a feature in your IMCA Sport Compacts. It is feature time from the Off-Road Speedway on MyCentralNebraska.comTV. Tanner Euling setting the pace on that pole position. Dustin Action Jackson on the outside of him. That is row number 1. As they come into turn number 3, setting the pace will be the 58T of Tanner Euling. Mike Jensen takes a look at the field. It looks good. Let's go racing. Dustin Jackson working to the outside of Tanner Euling, takes the lead going into turn 3. Neil Reynolds, but outside of him, here comes the 12X of Parker Volbright. Ramsey Meyer right behind Parker. Here comes the double out. Shannon Pospischel, Brooke Flickinger, Devin Davidson, Jewel Haller, and Kyle Reed. But leading it right now, Dustin Action Jackson, Tanner Euling, Ramsey Meyer, Parker Volbright, Neil Reynolds. Brooke Flickinger now looks to the inside of Reynolds for that 5th spot. She's being tagged by the double out of Shannon Pospischel. So it's Dustin Jackson, Ramsey Meyer, Tanner Euling, Parker Volbright, Brooke Flickinger, Shannon Pospischel, Neil Reynolds, Jewel Haller, Devin Davidson, and Kyle Reed. Now the battle for the lead. Meyer on the outside, gets it out of the line. Ryan. Oh, I tell you what, Ramsey Meyer had a drive off of turn number 4, gets the lead on Dustin Jackson, and stretches it out down the backstretch. Tanner Euling in that 3rd spot, Parker Volbright in 4th. But here comes Ramsey Meyer at turn number 4, your leader. With 7 to go, Dustin Jackson, Tanner Euling, Parker Volbright, Brooke Flickinger, and her and Shannon Pospischel are having a battle for 5th. Then it is Neil Reynolds, Jewel Haller, Devin Davidson, and Kyle Reed. But Jackson is not letting Meyer get too far ahead of him. It is still Ramsey Meyer, but here comes Dustin Jackson coming back on him. With 5 laps to go, then it is Parker Volbright in 3rd, Shannon Pospischel 4th, Tanner Euling in 5th, Brooke Fluckinger in 6th. Then it is Neil Reynolds, Jewel Haller, Devin Davidson, Kyle Reed. 4 laps to go for Ramsey Rampage Meyer. Dustin Jackson chasing him down in 2nd. Parker Volbright 3rd. Shannon Posmichel. Brooke Fluckinger, Tanner Euling. Neil Reynolds. Jewel Haller. Devin Davidson, Kyle Reed. 3 to go for Ramsey Meyer as he is almost caught up to Kyle Reed to put him down a lap. He's only about a quarter of a straightaway away from Kyle Reed. We're coming down with 2 laps left to go. It is Ramsey Rampage Meyer. White flags out. It is Ramsey Meyer. Dustin Action Jackson. Parker Volbright now. Oh, and Parker Volbright and Shannon Posmichel. Rob coming out of turn 4. Ooh, that was close. Brooke Fluckinger says, go ahead and wreck, boys. I'll just go ahead and pass you. But it's going to be the 21R of Ramsey Rampage Meyer. Dustin Action Jackson. Oh, Parker Volbright might have a flat tire. Shannon Posmichel. Brooke Fluckinger. Parker Volbright. Tanner Euling, Jewel Haller, Neil Reynolds, and Kyle Reed. Devin Davidson, then Kyle Reed. But your winner, the 21R of Ramsey Rampage Meyer. Anyway, at this time, Brian Larson, the track announcer, will head down there and present the winning trophy board there to the 21R of Ramsey Rampage Meyer. Ramsey, of course, the defending IMCA Sport Compact National Champion. And so, once again, victorious in victory lane there. Dustin Jackson following in 2nd. Shannon Posmichel 3rd. Brooke Fluckinger 4th. And Parker Volbright finishing in that 5th spot. He's down there. He's going to interview Ramsey. Ramsey's kind of like a plain-looking gold car down there, but that thing does run. And got the placard down there as Brian Larson is interviewing your winner of Ramsey Meyer. You got the flying papers around here. We'll see what's up next. I believe it probably might be the IMC Hobby Stocks, but I'm not going to try to guess. But I think it would be the hobbies and then stock cars, the sport mods, and then the late models. But battle between him and Dustin Jackson had their lead early, and then here came Ramsey Meyer. And he's thanking his dad and his brother and all the folks that helped him out on the car. And all his friends. And so there it is, your A-feature winner, driving the 21R, Ramsey Rampage Meyer. I believe he hails from Pierce, Nebraska. So now we'll conclude that, and Ramsey will drive his car to the track, and we'll bring the cars on for the next A-feature here from the Off-Road Speedway on MyCentralNebraska.comTV, brought to you by Renner Wraps and Apparels and Papa Murphy's Pizza. They make it, you bake it. I figured that's a good slogan right there. You know. All right. Looks like Ryan's all caught up with our graphics there. He does a great job. He types everything in so then we can put it up there on the stream and tell you who's all in the feature and get it all lined up and get the names right, the spelling right. And it looks like it is going to be your IMCA Hobby A-feature. Out there to 96 of Gage Cook. Had a good run in the heat race. Out there to 10A, the bad boy Austin Bronner. That's the 18A of Alex Corus. The 26th of Jeremy Hoskins. And there's the bad boy Austin Bronner. Jim Kennel. Wyatt Lehman. The 5S of Paul Stellato. The 4K of Kirk Westring. The 52 of Cameron Wilkinson out there. Also out there, the 28 of Tracy Buck. Got the 31K of Nate DeSivey. Lance Melky, the 4J of Brent Yoakum, and the 39 of Colby Casper, all coming up through the B feature. Jim Kimmel out there in the 70K won his heat race. We'll see how he does in the feature. Gage Cook is going to line up on the pole position. Outside of him, it will be the 18A of Alex Corris. Cameron Wilkinson hails from Neely, Nebraska. Cody Ralitz in the 50 also out there. So, and the hobby stocks always put on an exciting A feature. Also out there, the 10K of Lee Croct in that black, orange taped numbered hobby stock of his. No fancy on that one there, Ryan. It's just a plain Jane 10K with the orange. Hey, it works. You know, not necessarily the wrap makes the car fast, you know. But yeah, Gage Cook will be on the point. Corris will be on the outside. Then it's Lee Croct on the in the inside. Jeremy Hoskins outside. That's your second row. Wyatt Lehman will be on the inside of row number 3. Outside of him, the 10A of Austin Bronner. Jim Kimmel inside row number 4. Outside of him looks to be the 5S of Paul Stellato. Here we go. The green flag is going to wave. Well, let's go racing. Gage Cook with the early lead. Look at this. Jeremy Hoskins. Lee Croc gives a little bump to the rump there to Gage Cook and says, get it going. But here comes Hoskinson flying on the outside with the momentum. Jeremy Hoskinson leads lap number 1. Followed by Gage Cook. Here comes the 10A, the bad boy, Austin Bronner. Lee Croc still working on the inside of him. They're battling for that 3rd and 4th position. Wyatt Lehman, Jim Kimmel, and then it is Cameron Wilkinson. Kirk Westring almost got in the side of Tracy Buck. Oh, Lee Croc spins out, goes to the inside implement tire over there in turn 4 and keeps it going. We stay green on the Speedway. But Jeremy Hoskinson has the lead. Austin Bronner, Gage Cook, Cameron Wilkinson, Wyatt Lehman, Jim Kimmel. Then looks to be Kirk Westring. And the yellow's going to come out. I believe for the 7, maybe for Lance Melky. So we got the 26 of Jeremy Hoskinson, Gage Cook, Austin Bronner, Cameron Wilkinson, Wyatt Lehman, Jim Kimmel, Kirk Westring, Alex Corris, Paul Stellato, Cody Ralitz, Lance Melky, Nate DeSivey, Brent Yoakum, Tracy Buck, Colby Caspar, Lee Croc. So there's, looks like 15 or 16 laps to go here in this A feature of your IMC Hobby Stocks from the Off-Road Speedway. Thanks for joining us tonight on MyCentralNebraska.comTV. Just remember, every time we do a stream, it is free. It don't cost anything. Just log on to your computer, go to MyCentralNebraska.com, click on that TV icon, and you can watch it from the comfort of your living room or your car or wherever you're at. You can watch some good old dirt track racing. So it looks like we're going to do the old Delaware restarts here. Leader has the front row by himself, and then second and third place decide either high or low. And it looks like Gage Cook's decided to go high. Austin Bronner is going to go low. So Jeremy Hoskinson, your leader. 16 laps to go up on the lap counter. As we get them lined up, still have not seen the one to go signal. Looks like they're still trying to readjust. Looks like they're going to put the 7 of Lance Melky to the back for causing that yellow. So Lance Melky's going to be relegated to the back of the pack there for causing the yellow flag. And so we may get the 1 lap to go indicator now from Mr. Mike Jensen, the flagman. So there's still single file in the back. So we'll see how they get lined up here. Taking a while to get them relined up here. Great crowd here at the Off-Road Speedway tonight. Track looks good. It's cool out there, so the moisture is staying in the track. Hasn't really gotten dry slick. And, of course, with the hobby stocks, with those smaller tires, they have a habit of bringing the moisture back up in the track anyway. So well, once we get to the cars like the stock cars and the sport mods and late models, that will scrub a lot of that off. So and we're still waiting. 16 laps to go. Jeremy Hoskinson, Gage Cook, Austin Bronner. Now we got Jim Kimmel moving up. He's going to move up on the inside of Wyatt Lehman. So now we got all kinds of confusion going on here. Now it looks like we're getting them lined up. So I think the next time around we'll get the 1 to go here. Jeremy Hoskinson, the leader. He ran well in his heat race. So looks like we got the 1 to go signal now. They're flagman Mike Jensen. We're ready to go. 16 laps to go. Here in your A feature of the IMC Hobbies, it is the Summer Storm Dirt Series here at the Off-Road Speedway tonight. And here we go to turn number 4. Jeremy Hoskin gets the green. 16 to go. As we got a whole gaggle of the cars right behind us. Jeremy Hoskins and Austin Bronner, Gage Cook, Wyatt Lehman, Jim Kimmel. Look at Cameron Wilkinson flying on the outside with the momentum on Wyatt Lehman for that 4th spot. Whoa, they're rubbing racing coming out of 4. And 3 wide with Western, Kimmel and Yoakum. Brent Yoakum redeeming himself out of the B feature, now all the way up to that 6th spot. Jeremy Hoskins and Austin Bronner, Gage Cook, Cameron Wilkinson, Wyatt Lehman, Brent Yoakum. Lance Melky was relegated to the back, and look, he's all the way up to 7th. Jim Kimmel, Lee Croct. Course goes riding up over the wall of turn 2. Kirk Westring, Tracy Buck, Paul Stellato, Nate DeSibe, Cody Raylex, Colby Kaspar. Oh, we got a car up top. That's Brent Yoakum. And it looks like he's going to come to a stop at the top of turn number 2. That's going to bring out the yellow flag once again. So problems on the 4J of Brent Yoakum. He was moving his way up through the field, coming out of the B feature, and something happened. And he stopped over there. He may have a flat tire. And it may give him time to get that caution out. He'll have to line up in the back, but he's got to go to the pits and change that flat tire. Yes, he does. That right rear is flat. Brings out the caution, goes in there. They got those electric impacts. They'll get a wheel and tire put on there quickly. He'll come back out, line up in the back of the pack, and try to do it all over again, coming from the rear. Now, the one that really moved up was a 7 of Lance Melky. He started in the back. He was called on that caution. He is all the way up to the 7th or 6th spot. So he's made quite a jump there after the restart there. We are now down to 13 laps to go. And there's a bit of Robbins racing coming out of turn number 4. So, but Jeremy Hoskinson remains the leader. Austin Bronner, Gage Cook. Then you got Wyatt Lehman, Cameron Wilkinson, Lance Melke, Jim Kimmel, Kirk Westring, Lee Croct. Then you got Alex Corris, Tracy Buck, Nate DeSive, Paul Stellato, Cody Raylitz, Kobe Kaspar. The remaining of your field. As we have sort of a caution-filled IMC Hobby Stock feature here. Unlike the Sport Compacts that went green, white, checkered with no yellow flags, unfortunately here in the Hobby Stocks, that's not the case. So, that's what you call competition. Anyway, we'll see if Brent Yoakum can get back out there. And yeah, he does. He's back out there. Race fans, Brent Yoakum gets it back out, gets that right rear changed real quick. Like I said, with the electric impacts they have, it takes nothing to change the tire now from the old star wrenches we used to have when you had to do every lug nut one by one and spin that old star wrench and try to get them off, you know. But electric impacts, it's just like having a air gun. You just zip them off and put a tire on there and zip him back on, and he's ready to go. So it is Jeremy Hoskinson. He's leading it. Austin Bronner, Gage Cook. Then you got Wyatt Lehman, Cameron Wilkinson, Lance Melke, Lee Croct. Then it is Kirk Westring and Jim Kimmel. Looks like Kimmel, though, is going to line up in front of Lee Croct. So he's going to be on the inside of Lance Melke. Of course, Lance Melke moving up this year from the IMCA Sport Compacts to the Hobby Stock Division. And Wyatt Lehman, if I remember correctly, used to race in the Sport Compacts himself. So did Cody Raylitz. So they've all moved up to that Hobby Stock Division. But it is Jeremy Hoskinson with 13 to go. Bringing the field around one more time. We're looking for Mike Jensen to put up the 1 to go sign. And there it is. So one lap around, we'll be back under green with 13 to go here in your IMC Hobby Stock feature from the Off-Road Speedway. I noticed that in the B feature, the car of Brandon Lotsbeach did not make the call, so he's still having problems with the car. He had problems with it in Columbus on the first night of racing. It still hasn't got it figured out, so hopefully one of these days he will. Jeremy Hoskinson brings the field to turn number 4, and Mike Jensen says, come on, guys, let's keep it green. Turns 1 and 2, Jeremy Hoskinson, Austin Brunner looking for a dig on the inside. Cameron Wilkinson with a good drive on the outside of Gage Cook. Lance Melke outside of Wyatt Lehman, and then it is Lee Croct. Kirk Westring, Jim Kimmel, Alex Corris, Tracy Buck. We got Nate DeSive, Cody Raylitz, Brent Yoakum, Paul Stellato, Kobe Kaspar, Jeremy Hoskinson with 11 to go. He's got the lead. Austin Bronner in second. Cameron Wilkinson, Lance Melke, that's your top 4. And then a battle between Kirk Westring and Gage Cook for 5th. Lee Croc's in there. Then it's Wyatt Lehman. Alex Corris. Oh, Alex Corris laying a little wood to the 17K. Jim Kimmel as Yoakum sneaks underneath for another position. Also Nate DeSive up there. Kimmel's falling back a little bit as Hoskinson continues to lead. Austin Bronner, Cameron Wilkinson, Lance Melke, Kirk Westring, Lee Croc, and it's Gage Cook, Wyatt Lehman. Nate DeSive looks on the inside of Alex Corris. Brent Yoakum, Jim Kimmel, Cody Raylitz, Tracy Buck, Paul Stellato, Kobe Kaspar. Now Bronner gets the lead at the line with 8 to go. Austin Bronner says it's on. Austin Bronner with the late charge with 8 to go. And oh, Cameron Wilkinson gets into the back of Jeremy Hoskinson. No harm, no foul, but oh, that could have been a spin out for sure. Austin Bronner, your new leader. Jeremy Hoskinson, Cameron Wilkinson, Lance Melke, Kirk Westring, Lee Kroc. But Hoskinson's not letting Bronner get far away. He's looking to the inside once again out of turn 4. Can't quite do it. Austin Bronner, Jeremy Hoskinson, Cameron Wilkinson, Lance Melke, Kirk Westring, Lee Kroc. Then it's Gage Cook, Nate DeSivey. Look at Brent Yoakum. Change that tire, and now moving back up through the field. Just put a move on the inside of Wyatt Lehman. Now here comes Lehman back. He almost got in the side of Yoakum. Alex Corris, Jimmy Kimmel, Cody Ralitz, Paul Stellato, Tracy Buck get together. And that's Kobe Kaspar. But 4 laps to go. The bad boy, Austin Bronner, with the lead over Jeremy Hoskinson, Cameron Wilkinson, Lance Melke. Oh, Cody Ralitz spins it sideways and goes off into the infield here, and the yellow's going to come out. I tell you what, there was some Robbins racing going on there. And the 6 of Wyatt Lehman ends up on the edge of the track on the front stretch there, and the yellow comes out. But Austin Bronner takes the lead away from Jeremy Hoskinson. But Hoskinson said, hey, not so fast, because you're not going to get that far away from me. And Cameron Wilkinson in that 3rd spot. Then it is Lance Melke in 4th. So we'll get them lined up. Single for the leader. Double file restart for 2nd, 3rd, and on back. The Delaware restarts. Always makes it exciting because you're not in single file. You got double wide restarts, and I'll tell you what, that adds to the excitement. I've seen it done on a lot of tracks, and they'll do it so often now. If they have a bunch of restarts, then they'll probably go back to a single file. But right now, they've been able to race a few laps after they've had a restart. So we'll see how it goes. Once again, thanks for tuning in tonight to MyCentralNebraska.comTV, and thanks to our sponsors, Renner Wraps and Apparel and Papa Murphy's Pizza. So if you don't feel like making the pizza yourself, go to Papa Murphy's, have them make it. You take it home, slip it in the oven and bake it, and enjoy your pizza. It's just as easy as that. And you talk about toppings, they got about every imaginable topping you can think of to put on a pizza. Anchovies. Hey, Ryan, you ever had anchovies on a pizza? No, I'm not an anchovy person. You know, but, you know, you got the stuff Chicago. You can have, what is that, Canadian bacon and pineapple. Have the Hawaiian. That's good stuff right there, let me tell you. And, of course, for all your wraps and your apparel needs, it's Renner Wraps and Apparel of Norfolk. They are our title sponsor. They do a great job. In fact, they just came up with a new logo for my Tri-County Race Report, and it's sweet. I'm going to get a hold of them and see if I can't either get some T-shirts or some stickers made. That thing is, I have to say it, it's sweet. It is sweet. And we got one also for our Dirt Series for MyCentralNebraska.comTV. And that is quite nice, too. So we want to thank Renner Wraps and Apparel for doing all that hard work for us and for sponsoring, of course, your streams and, of course, the Tri-County Race Report. So, and the Tri-County Race Report, I'll tell you when it is. It comes on 9:40 a.m. in the morning on AM 1510 KTTT, 11:50 in the morning on 93.5 The Hawk, which Ryan, on Mondays, yes, on Mondays. And then Thursdays at 9:40, we do a race report on Nebraska's biggest FM, KZ100, also sponsored by Renner Wraps and Apparel. So there you go. It is Austin Bronner. 4 laps left to go. Brings the field to turn number 4. Let's go racing. The 4-lap mad dash for cash is on. Austin Bronner, look at Cameron Wilkinson, got underneath Jeremy Hoskinson for 2nd. Kirk Westring, but here comes Lee Kroc. Look at the big push he's got. Oh, look out. Lee Kroc shoved Westring up. Here comes Yoakum looking underneath him. Yoakum had that flat tire. He's all the way back up to 5th. Austin Bronner, Jeremy Hoskinson battle with Cameron Wilkinson. Lee Croft, the high side hustler, Brent Yoakum. Lance Melky, Gage Cook, Nate DeSive. Wyatt Lehman, then it's Cody Raylis, Tracy Buck, Kobe Kaspar. Kirk Westring, and going around was the 5S of Paul Stellato, but we stayed green. We're coming down to the white flag. 1 to go, Austin Bronner. Oh, we got Hoskinson on the top side of turns 3 and 4. Oh, Jeremy Hoskinson, who led most of the race and then got passed by Austin Bronner, stops on the top with a right rear flat tire on the tops of turn 3 and 4, brings out the caution, which means we're going to have the all-ever famous green, white, checkered. Okay, and while they're doing that and getting them all lined up, hey, take a little pause of the cause here on MyCentralNebraska.comTV.
If you love racing, you're going to love what Renner Wraps and Graphics in Norfolk can do for you. From fire suits, helmets, and crew shirts to banners, flags, and fan gear, Renner Wraps and Graphics offers large format digital printing, including vinyl wraps, fleet graphics, trailer wraps, banners, lettering, signs, logo design, custom screen printing and design, and so much more. Find them on Facebook. Visit RennerWrapsandGraphics.com or call 402-860-1147. Renner Wraps and Graphics in Norfolk.
Papa Murphy's of Columbus, a take and bake pizza company located at 3921 23rd Street, west of Family Dollar. Walk in and get one of Papa Murphy's signature pizzas or start selecting your pizza toppings and make your own. Call 402-606-4877 today and pre-order. Join the new Text Club. Text DINNER to 90421 and get exclusive sweet deals, pizzas, salads, and sweets. Take your pizza home from Papa Murphy's today and bake hot and ready to eat when you are.
All right, welcome back to the Off-Road Speedway on MyCentralNebraska.comTV. Austin Bronner, Cameron Wilkinson, Lee Croft. We got Brent Yoakum, Lance Melky, Gage Cook, Nate DeSive, Wyatt Lehman, Alex Corris, Tracy Buck, Kobe Kaspar, Paul Stellato, Jeremy Hoskinson. Got that tire changed. 2 to go. And the battle is on. Austin Bronner, Cameron Wilkinson, Lee Croft. Brent Yoakum in that 4 spot, then Lance Melky. Nate DeSive with a good drive. No! Gets into the side of Melky. Doing a hard drive there. And we stay green as Gage Cook now gets into that 6th spot of 3 wide. DeSive, Cook, and Lehman. Coming to the checker flag, it's going to be the bad boy, Austin Bronner. Cameron Wilkinson, Lee Croft, Brent Yoakum, Lance Melky, Wyatt Lehman, Tracy Buck. But after an exciting feature, winning it in the 10A, the bad boy, Austin Bronner. But I'll tell you what, there was a lot of Robbins racing going on in that one, but oh man, I'll tell you what. So here goes Brian Larson down to present the trophy board to your winner, the bad boy, Austin Bronner. And Austin Bronner will pull up there to the front stretch. Brent Yoakum, what a drive by him. Had a flat tire, had to start in the back, finishes in the top 4. I'll tell you what, heck of a drive for him. Heck of a drive for Lee Croft. But unfortunate for Jeremy Hoskinson getting that flat tire late with only 2 laps left to go. So, Larson will head down there and talk to Austin Bronner. And they're getting all the safety equipment unstrapped, and Austin will be out of the car here soon. I tell you what, that was a heck of a drive by Austin Bronner. He got around Jeremy Hoskinson with about 8 laps to go and never looked back. And there he is, the bad boy, Austin Bronner, your A-feature winner. Part of Team Real Fast. Him and Jeff Ware and Damon Richards. They call themselves Team Real Fast. So there is Austin Bronner, the winner of the A-feature. Larson's down there talking to him. Great crowd here tonight at Off-Road Speedway. Of course, you can't beat the weather when you got temperatures in the upper 70s. Very light wind coming to you out of the east. They're talking tomorrow around 80. They're talking 85 to 88 on Monday. So we went from one weekend where it was 45 and rainy to the next weekend with temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. I guess, you know, that is the state of Nebraska. If you don't like the weather, wait a minute. It'll change. So, but the track in great shape tonight. So, we will now, I believe, head off to the feature in your I believe the IMC stock cars will be up next. And we'll get that lineup here for you as soon as they get out there on the track. As Austin Bronner's got his trophy board and Brian Larson makes his way back up to the concourse. And I believe that is the second feature win for Austin Bronner on the year. And so he's off to a great start. A team real fast, the 10A of Austin Bronner, the bad boy. So here we go. It's time now for the Class 2 Tough to Tame, your IMCA Stock Car A feature here at the Off-Road Speedway on this Saturday evening. So here we go, coming out. We have the 5, the Shadow, Jason Wilkinson. The Killer Bee Racing Team, number 11 of Chad Bruns. The 31K of Fred DeSivey. The 52 of Dean Wilkinson. The 95B of Tiffany Bittner. The 12 of Ron Pettit. The 93, one half of the Ying Yang Twins. That is Doug Adamy. And I believe that is the 52P. No, that's the 20J. The Outlaw, Preston Jansen. Then it's Tanner Pettit. John Hancock, Hans Hallback. The 525 of Kyle Wilkinson. The Racing Race and Josh Grape. The 2 of Kyle Becker. The 95 of Ryan Rohde. And the 21 of Tyler Pettit rounds out your field. So here we go. The Class 2 Tough to Tame, your IMCA Stock Car A feature. Once again, thanks for everybody tuning in tonight to MyCentralNebraska.comTV at the Off-Road Speedway here in Norfolk. Brought to you by Renner Wraps and Apparel and Papa Murphy's Pizza. So we'll get them lined up side by side. 18 laps the distance as Jason Wilkinson will sit on the point outside of him. The 11 of Chad Bruns. So they're getting lined up. We'll get underway here shortly as the crowd does their salute to the drivers with the old parade lap as the safety crew salutes them on the backstretch. The crowd here in the front will start standing up and clapping and raising their voices for their favorite driver as the IMC stock cars go on parade lap here at the Off-Road Speedway. So here they come. This is the parade lap for the IMCA stock cars. Tiffany Bittner, Ron Pettit, then we got Doug Adamy, Preston Jansen, Tanner Pettit, John Hancock, Hans Hofak, Kyle Wilkinson, Josh Grape, Kyle Becker, Ryan Rohde, and Tyler Pettit. So that's the field. 18 laps the distance. So here we go. One more time around for your stock car feature field. 18 laps the distance. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. One more time around, coming out turn number 4. They will get the green, and we'll be underway in the IMCA Stock Car A feature, the class Too Tough to Tame. The Shadow, Jason Wilkinson, brings the field into turn number 3. Mike Jensen takes a look at him coming out of turn number 4. And let's go racing. Jason Wilkinson, Chad Bruns, Fred DeSivey, Dean Wilkinson, Tiffany Bittner, Doug Adamy. We're 3 wide into turn number 4. Preston Jansing, got pushed up the hill by Ron Pettit, but no harm, no foul. Kyle Wilkinson looks on the inside of Jansing, but it is Jason Wilkinson, Chad Bruns, Fred DeSivey, Tiffany Bittner, Doug Adamy, Dean Wilkinson, Ron Pettit, Preston Jansing, Kyle Wilkinson, Tanner Pettit, Hans Holbeck battling with Josh Grape, John Hancock, Kyle Becker, Ryan Rohde, and Tyler Pettit. But here's a battle for the lead between Jason Wilkinson, Chad Bruns. It is on. Fred DeSivey now in that third spot, followed by Tiffany Bittner, Doug Adamy, Ron Pettit, Dean Wilkinson, Kyle Wilkinson, Tanner Pettit, Preston Jansing. Jason Wilkinson out of turn number 2, got that left front tire off the ground. Chad Bruns, Fred DeSivey, Tiffany Bittner, Doug Adamy, Ron Pettit, Kyle Wilkinson, Dean Wilkinson, Tanner Pettit, the Outlaw, Preston Jansing, Josh Grape, Hans Holbeck, John Hancock, Kyle Becker, Ryan Rohde, Tyler Pettit. But here we go out of turn number 4 with 12 laps to go. It is Jason Wilkinson, tagged right behind him in his footsteps, Chad Bruns. Then it's Fred DeSivey, Tiffany Bittner. Now Adamy looks under Bittner for 4th. Then it's Ron Pettit, Kyle Wilkinson, Dean Wilkinson. Still Jason Wilkinson, Chad Bruns, Fred DeSivey, Tiffany Bittner. Doug Adamy now being pressured on the inside by Ron Pettit. Kyle Wilkinson, Dean Wilkinson, Preston Jansing, Tanner Pettit, Josh Grape, Hans Holbeck, John Hancock, Kyle Becker, Ryan Rohde, Tyler Pettit. But Jason Wilkinson with 10 to go still has the lead down the backstretch into turn number 3. Chad Bruns in that second spot. Fred DeSivey, Tiffany Bittner, Doug Adamy, Kyle Wilkinson, Ron Pettit, Dean Wilkinson, Preston Jansing, Tanner Pettit, Josh Grape, Hans Holbeck, John Hancock, Ryan Rohde, Kyle Becker, and Tyler Pettit. 8 to go. The battle's on for the front between Jason Wilkinson. Chad Bruns looks to the inside. Can't quite do it, coming out of 2. Jason Wilkinson with the lead. Chad Bruns put the pressure on him on the outside. Now we're starting to slick off in the corners. It is Jason Wilkinson, Chad Bruns, Tiffany Bittner, Fred DeSivey, Doug Adamy, Kyle Wilkinson, Ron Pettit, Dean Wilkinson, Preston Jansing, Tanner Pettit, Josh Grape, Hans Holbeck, John Hancock, Ryan Rohde, Kyle Becker, and Tyler Pettit. 6 to go. Jason Wilkinson has led throughout, but he's not getting any pressure from the 11 of Chad Bruns. He keeps on looking to the inside. Jason Wilkinson with the lead, followed by Chad Bruns, Tiffany Bittner, Fred DeSivey, Doug Adamy, Kyle Wilkinson, Ron Pettit, Preston Jansing, Tanner Pettit, Josh Grape. Coming around this time, it is Jason Wilkinson. 4 laps to go. Chad Bruns, but here comes Tiffany Bittner. She moved up into the stock car division out of the hobby stocks, and now she is right on top of your leaders. Wilkinson, Bruns. Bruns now looks underneath out of turn 4. Not enough. Close. 3 laps to go, and I tell you what, it is on. Jason Wilkinson, Chad Bruns, Tiffany Bittner's right there. Doug Adamy hanging in fourth. Now Bruns to the inside. Got the lead at the line. Chad Bruns. 2 laps to go. Wilkinson has led throughout. Now he's fighting back on the outside. The battle is on, a drag race into turn 3. Bruns on the inside. Wilkinson on the outside. Bruns stretches out a little bit. Bruns still has the lead by about a car length. Here comes Bittner. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go, the money lap. Chad Bruns, Jason Wilkinson, Tiffany Bittner. It's going to be the Killer B11. Chad Bruns, Jason Wilkinson, Tiffany Bittner, Doug Adamy, Kyle Wilkinson. Oh, my. If you didn't enjoy that one, you don't like racing. I'll tell you what a feature. Jason Wilkinson, Chad Bruns, Tiffany Bittner put on for you. They put on a show tonight at the Off-Road Speedway. Googly mook. I'll tell you what. That got my heart going there, Brian. I'll tell you that right now. Ooh, I'll tell you what, that was a race. I'll tell you what, Tiffany Bittner was coming on, but I tell you what, give it up to Chad. I talked to Chad Bruns in the pit tonight. I said, Chad, trust me, you're going to get into victory lane. And guess what? Chad Bruns is going to victory lane. So, the round mound of sound has spoken. So, there you go. You know, I'm not going to say I told you so, but, Chad, I told you so. So another couple laps, it could have been a different story. Tiffany Bittner was on the move. Kyle Wilkinson was starting to fade a little bit. I think the track kind of went away from his car. But I'll tell you what, Chad Bruns, the Killer B number 11 of Chad Bruns from Wayne, Nebraska, got the job done tonight. He never gave up. He fought to that inside time and time again and finally got the lead with 3 laps left to go and held on to get the A-feature victory. There he is, Chad Bruns. I told him, Brian, in the pits tonight, I said, you know, this, and here he is in victory lane. So, it was a show. Oh, Larson's down there saying when he saw Wilkinson and him on the front row, they said it was going to be a show. And then you throw in Tiffany Bittner. That was a show. I'll tell you what, it doesn't get any better than that, you know, here at the Off-Road Speedway. And I'll tell you what, if you ever get a chance to come up here and watch them race, and come on up. They put on some great racing up here. I try to get up here as much as I can. So, there it is, the Killer B Racing Team number 11 from Wayne, Nebraska. Your A-feature victory, the 11 of Chad Bruns. So Chad gets in the victory lane, and next time I see him, I'll just go up to him and tell him, Brian, I told you so in Norfolk there, buddy. So, you know, don't. Wayne, America. Yeah, I know it's Wayne, Nebraska, America, or Wayne, you know. But, you know, my wife, by the way, my wife attended Wayne State College, so I was up there quite a few times when we were dating. Yeah, that's a long time ago, Brian. So, we're celebrating our 31st anniversary this year, so it's like long time ago. So I believe now we're going to bring out, yes, the ever-exciting class of your IMCA Northern Sport Mods, the 1J of Colby Lighton and Langenberg. Dylan Passos on the out 4, the 11X of Nelson Stuff Albright, the 2 of Joey Haase won the feature out here on the opening night. The 26J of Justin Addison. And then you have the 999, the Oz, Brian Ozentowski, the 16S of Derek CI, the 14 of Lane Cornwell. 27 of Eric Sloan. And then you have out there the 38 of Jeremy Gadat, the 20 of Eric Haase. The 52P of Brandon Posnecker. And then you have the 77 of Chad Coley, who got that car fixed. And also out there in the 22, Tim Schwartz. So, Tim Schwartz out there, but Chad Coley, as you know, broke that rear end in his heat race. Well, it looks like he got it fixed, and he's out there for the feature tonight. Lined up there towards the back of the pack there with Brandon Posnecker. So 20 laps to distance in your IMCA Northern Sport Mod feature here at the Off-Road Speedway. Thanks once again to Renner Wraps and Apparel and Papa Murphy's Pizza for sponsoring tonight's broadcast on MyCentralNebraska.comTV. So it looks like Dylan Postos is going to be sitting on the point. Outside of him will be the 1J of Colby, Lightning Langenberg. And then we got the 2 of Joey Haase, the 11X of Nelson Stuff Mowbray. You got heavy hitters up in the front 3 rows. Justin Addison and Brian Ozentowski in the 999. You got Derek Seahigh, Lane Cornwell, Eric Haase, and the 27 of Eric Sloan. Brandon Posnicker, Jeremy Gannett. Then you got Tim Schwartz and Chad Coley. So there's no marshmallows in this one, I'll tell you that right now. Especially up front there, the first 3 or 4 rows. And then you got Eric Haase back there and starting on the inside of row number 5 on that nice starting position. Outside of him, Eric Sloan. Yeah, so you got, and then you got, but Dylan Postos are winning his heat race. Colby Langenberg, always fast here at the Off-Road Speedway. And they're lined up. Mike Jensen's giving them the 1 to go. And then we're going to be on the green here in your IMC Northern Sport Mod Summer Storm Dirt Series A feature here at the Off-Road Speedway. We want to thank all the staff up here at the Off-Road Speedway for being so generous and nice to us and helping us out and being accommodating, and we want to thank them. And we'll be back up here later on in the year. We'll be here twice more. So Dylan Pospischel, Colby Lightning Langenberg, that's your front row. 20 laps is the distance. Mike Jensen says, let's go racing. Langenberg with a big drive on the outside of turn number 2, side by side with Dylan Pospischel into 3. They're still side by side. Langenberg with the advantage. He's got the lead. Colby Langenberg, Dylan Pospischel, Joey Haase, Nelson Fulbright, Brian Ozentowski, Justin Addison. That track is tight. They're lifting that left front tire off the ground in the corners. Colby Langenberg, Dylan Pospischel, Joey Haase, Justin Addison. Battling there with Nelson Fulbright and Brian Ozentowski. Then it is Lane Cornwell, Eric Haase, Eric Sloan, Derek Seahigh. And looking on the inside of him, looks like to be the 38 of Jeremy Gannett. Chad Coley battling with Brandon Posnicker and the 22 of Tim Schwartz. But it is Colby Langenberg, Dylan Pospischel. Now they've stretched it out over third spot. Nelson Fulbright, they got about a half a straightaway lead on third with Justin Addison, Brian Ozentowski. And battling to the outside of him is the 2 of Joey Haase. 22 of Tim Schwartz down on the infield, but gets it back up on the track. We stay clean and green with 15 to go. And Colby Langenberg with the lead. Schwartz, I tell you what, that car is not handling well. Geez, he almost hit the outside wall coming out of 4. He gets it under control and gets slapped by your leaders, Colby Langenberg, Dylan Pospischel. And then it is Nelson Fulbright, Justin Addison, Brian Ozentowski, Joey Haase, Lane Cornwell, Eric Haase, Jeremy Gannett, Eric Sloan, Chad Coley, Derek Seahigh, Brandon Posnicker, and Tim Schwartz. But this race is going by fast and furious with Colby Langenberg with the lead, clicking off the laps. Dylan Pospischel now about a half a straightaway back in second. Nelson Fulbright about a half a straightaway back from him in third. Then it's Justin Addison, Brian Ozentowski, Joey Haase. As the field sort of stretched out, then it is Lane Cornwell, Eric Haase. Oh, there goes Sloan around in turn number 2. Down on the bottom of the track. And the caution does come out for Eric Sloan. He got up behind the car, had to check up, hit the brakes, and he spun around down there in turn number 2. and ended up at the bottom of the track. So while they're in the caution, hey, we'll sneak in another one here. Thanks for watching on MyCentralNebraska.comTV.
If you love racing, you're going to love what Renner Wraps and Graphics in Norfolk can do for you. From fire suits, helmets, and crew shirts to banners, flags, and fan gear, Renner Wraps and Graphics offers large format digital printing, including vinyl wraps, fleet graphics, trailer wraps, banners, lettering, signs, logo design, custom screen printing and design, and so much more. Find them on Facebook. Visit RennerWrapsandGraphics.com or call 402-860-1147. Renner Wraps and Graphics in Norfolk.
Papa Murphy's of Columbus, a take and bake pizza company located at 3921 23rd Street, west of Family Dollar. Walk in and get one of Papa Murphy's signature pizzas or start selecting your pizza toppings and make your own. Call 402-606-4877 today and pre-order. Join the new Text Club. Text DINNER to 90421 and get exclusive sweet deals, pizzas, salads, and sweets. Take your pizza home from Papa Murphy's today and bake hot and ready to eat when you are.
Papa Murphy's, that's one of our sponsors tonight, along with Renner Wraps and Apparels. They make it, you bake it. That's Papa Murphy's. All right, it is Colby Langenberg, Dylan Pospischel. Then we got Nelson Bobright, Justin Addison, Brian Ozentowski, Joey Haase. 11 laps to go. Lane Cornwell. Then it is Eric Haase, Jeremy Canat. Then we have Derek Seehigh, Tim Schwartz, Chad Coley, Brandon Posnecker, and Eric Sloan. So we'll get them all lined up. Delaware double file restart behind the leader. And Mike Jensen's going to hold that flag one more time around. And with 11 laps to go, Colby Langenberg leader. Should have showed you earlier, but right out of turn number 2, if you look up, there's a house back over there about an eighth of a mile. That is actually where the Langenbergs live. So not very far from the track. Hop, skip, and a jump. So here we go. Colby Langenberg brings the field into turn number 3. 11 laps to go. And here they come out of turn number 4. Mike Jensen says, let's go back to green flag racing. As Dylan Pospischel and Nelson Bobright battle for that second and third spot. As Pospischel get it, but look at it. Nelson Bobright looks to the inside. There is Justin Addison. Addison looks to the inside, is trying to get them both. It is still Colby Langenberg. Justin Addison battling with Dylan Pospischel. Nelson Bobright, Joey Haase, Brian Ozentowski. Lane Cornwell doing a great job tonight in the Racing Tribute number 14. Eric Haase. And then it is the 77 of Chad Coley. Got that car fixed and not doing too bad out there. Then it is Jeremy Gannett, Derek Seehigh, Eric Sloan, Brandon Posnecker, and Tim Schwartz. But 8 to go. It is Colby Langenberg. Chasing him down is Dylan Pospischel. Justin Addison now in that third spot. Nelson Bobright the 4th. There's Joey Haase. Look underneath him for that 4th and 5th spot. Brian Ozentowski. Lane Cornwell. And Eric Haase. Colby Langenberg leads the field into turn 3, followed by Dylan Pospischel. Justin Addison. Nelson Bobright with a battle on his end for that 4th spot by Joey Haase. And then it's Brian Ozentowski, Lane Cornwell, Eric Haase, Jeremy Gannett, Chad Coley, Derek Seehigh, Brandon Posnecker, Eric Sloan. And then here comes the 22 of Tim Schwartz. 5 laps to go for Colby Lightning Langenberg. Now Addison putting the pressure on Dylan Pospischel for second. Addison now has moved up a little bit from off the bottom in turns 3 and 4. Still using the bottom in 1 and 2. It is Colby Lightning Langenberg, Dylan Pospischel, but Addison gets a big bite off at the bottom of turn number 2. Now drives it into the bottom of turn number 3 for second. Tries to do a slide job. Oh no, and it does. It sticks a little bit. He's got about a quarter. And they're leaning on each other in turn number 1. It's hammer time between the 4 of Dylan Pospisil and the 26 of Justin Edison, and they're still hammering on each other into turn number 4. Got the black rolled up flag over there, Dylan Pospisil. I guess they got tired of them leaning on each other. Colby Lightning Langenberg says, lean on everybody you want. I got the lead. Come the white flag, 1 to go for Colby Langenberg, Justin Addison, Dylan Pospisil, Joey Haase, Brian Ozentowski. I tell you what, that's a clear classic case of Robbins racing in there between them two. But here we go. Checker flag for Colby Lightning Langenberg, Justin Addison, Dylan Pospisil, Joey Haase, Brian Ozentowski. Well, Low Robbins racing in that one between Dylan Pospisil and Justin Addison. And Addison's over there kind of motioning to Dylan, going like, what the heck were you doing? But your winner of the A feature, driving the 1J from Norfolk, that is Colby Lightning Langenberg, and he'll pull up here, and Brian Larson will head down there with the trophy board and present him with the accolades of winning the A feature in your IMCA Northern Sport Mods. And now bring us up to the final feature of the evening in your bragging rights limited late models here at the Off-Road Speedway. I tell you what, we have had some good racing tonight on MyCentralNebraska.comTV, let me tell you. This has been some great stuff. So they're going to over there, and he's reading off the sponsors on Colby's car. But that was great. Colby didn't have to worry about anything. He had the lead and didn't have to worry about anybody rubbing on him. But I tell you what, Dylan Pospisil and Justin Addison, they might have a little discussion there in the pits after the races here, after they kind of like were leaning on each other for a couple of laps there. And finally Mike Jensen had enough and gave Dylan the rolled up black flag and said, come on, you got to knock it off. So there you go. So waiting for Colby to get out of the car, a lot of safety equipment to take off, the helmet. You got Hans devices. You got all that safety equipment. He's going to be crawling out right now. There he is. Your winner, Colby Lightning Langenberg, and he's excited. I tell you what, Colby is a great kid, and his dad, John, does a lot of work over here that lives right over there off of turn number 2. And, you know, you talk about living closer to racetrack. I don't think you get any closer than that than what they live. So anyway, here we go for the final feature of the evening in your bragging rights limited late models A feature. And if it's any indication of what we had the last couple of features, that late model feature could end up being a dandy too. So, but so anyway, down there talking to Colby, and he's talking about how his car was handling. Congratulations to him on the A feature win here at the Off-Road Speedway. And thanks to you for tuning in on MyCentralNebraska.comTV for tonight's races at the Off-Road Speedway. We'll have more racing action for you. We'll be down at the Junction Motor Speedway. And we finish up with Colby Lightning Langenberg, and we'll get the cars out there for your bragging rights limited late model A feature here at the Off-Road Speedway. What a night of racing here at Norfolk here at the Off-Road. I want to thank Brian and all the crew out here for being so nice and helpful and hospitable. And you ever get a chance, come up here. Come up and watch the races. You won't be disappointed. There's some great racing up here. We're just glad we could provide you. If you couldn't make it tonight, on our website at MyCentralNebraska.comTV. And you can enjoy it from the comfort of your living room and see some. Man, there's been some good racing tonight, I'll tell you. Doesn't get any better than that. You know, so. All right, we're ready to bring out the final feature of the evening. It is your bragging rights limited late model A feature. First onto the track, the 3 of Doug Tomahawk Tomka, the 22Z of Zach Zentner, the 2 of Corey Haase, the 78 of Travis Berkeley, The 36 of Jim Johnson, the 35 of Robert Osborne. The ought 7 of Ben Sukup. The 14, that is Chase Osborne. The 5 of Blake Anderson. The 73 of Chris Johnson. The 75 of Ray Clausen. 747 of Jason Jacob. The 1150 of Todd Bell. The 45 of John Haase. Got all the B feature transferees. The 7J of Devin Johnson coming out of the B. So here's your lineup. Looks like Tomka on the pole, Zettner on the outside. That'll be your front row. We're going to go 25 laps here in your bragging rights limited late model A feature. And the last feature of the evening, a quite exciting night here at the Off-Road Speedway. And here we go. We're going to get the 1 to go signal. Doug Tomahawk Tomka looking for a win this year at the Off-Road Speedway. Outside of him, the double Z of Zach Zentner. So it is Doug Tomka, Zach Zentner. And here we go on to turn number 4. Mike Jensen takes a look for the final time and says, let's go racing! Doug Tomka gets the drive off of the lead there. Here comes the 2 of Corey Haase. Zach Zentner battling with Robert Osborne. Lap 1 goes to Doug Tomka. Corey Haase, Robert Osborne, Zach Zentner, Ben Sukup. Here comes the 36 of Jim Johnson. Moved on the outside of Travis Berkeley. Chase Osborne looks to the bottom of Berkeley there. Gets it out of turn 4. Now it's Corey Haase, Doug Tomka, Zach Zentner, Robert Osborne, Jim Johnson, Ben Sukup, Chase Osborne. Oh, look out! Oh, he slipped up at the checkup. Doug Tomka, oh, great job of driving by Zach Zentner. That could have been a nose wipeout, let me tell you right now. That could have been that 4-letter word MESS, but it turned out not to be. Corey Haase now battling Robert Osborne, who's hugging the inside of the track and gets the lead at the line with 21 to go. Robert Osborne, Corey Haase, Doug Tomka, Chase Osborne, Zach Zentner, Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson, Chris Johnson in the 73, Travis Berkeley, Matt Haase, Jason Jacobs, Todd Bell, Ray Clausen in the 75, John Haase, and the 7J of Devin Johnson. Oh, we got the out 7 of Ben Sukup and the 73 of Chris Johnson going after it. But Robert Osborne has the lead, now chasing him down. The young gun, Chase Osborne, his son, now in second. Corey Haase, Zach Zentner, Doug Tomka, Jim Johnson. And we got a car up there on the top side. It looks to be the 5 of Blake Anderson. So a caution flag comes out with 18 laps to go. And we got the father leading the son, Robert Osborne and Chase Osborne, 1 and 2. Now Chase Osborne won the first night out here. And I always told him, I says, you know, when you rub your dad and you pass him for the lead, the information highway is over. So Delaware double file restart. Looks like Chase is going to choose the inside. Robert Osborne will have the lead. Then it's Corey Haase, Zach Zentner, Doug Tomka, Jim Johnson. We got Chris Johnson, Ben Sukup, Travis Berkeley, Matt Haase, Jason Jacobs, Todd Bell. And then it is the 75 of Ray Clausen. Hey, Ryan, I got to give a shout out. just got a message on the own phone machine there that my better-looking half is watching at home. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed it, tell your friends. And we'll get it next time, and when we're up here at Off-Road, or our next time will be at Junction Motor Speedway. Tune into that one on a Saturday night. Down there by McCool Junction, just south of York, Nebraska. We'll be down there at Junction Motor Speedway. But yes, my wife Debbie watching at home, yes. And she said she's still listening, still watching. And she was telling me, she texted me and said, yeah, you talk too much. So I'll be on it while they go down the backstretch.
All right, race stop, caution, lights turned off. We're going back, green flag racing, Robert Osborne.
So coming into turn number 3, Robert Osborne leads his son, Chase Osborne. Then it is Corey Haase. We're back to green flag racing with 18 laps to go. Chase Osborne looking inside the old man. Can't quite do it. Look at Corey Haase with the drive on the outside of turn number 2. Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Corey Haase, Zach Zentner, Doug Tomka. We got a gaggle of them behind there. Jim Johnson battling with Ben Sukup. And Chris Johnson in the 73. So 1 and 2 it is Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne. Then they're battling for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and on back. Look at this, Chase Osborne trying to make the move on Robert. And he gets it done. Oh, he had to slow. The yellow comes out.
Caution on the Speedway for Blake Anderson. Got together with Devin Johnson down the front straightaway.
So Blake Anderson brings out the caution once again. So that means we go back to the last completed lap, which means old Chase is going to have to. Chase Osborne's going to have to. And hey, I'll give a shout out to my daughter Tiffany, who's also watching at home. So I got the whole family watching. I don't know if Trav's watching or not, but thanks for watching. And thanks to all of you for tuning in to MyCentralNebraska.comTV, brought to you by Renner Wraps and Apparel and Papa Murphy's Pizza. They make it, you bake it. So Chase Osborne put the move on the old dad there, but they had to go back to the last completed laps, and now he's going to have to try it all over again. And I tell you what, that might be an interesting story when they get back down to pits. You rub your dad the wrong way, let me tell you. So anyway, Chase Osborne does a great job. He has learned quite a bit. Corey Haase, Zach Zentner, Doug Tomka. And then we have, it looks to be, the 36 of Jim Johnson. So, yeah, great driving here tonight. Great races at the Off-Road Speedway up here in Norfolk. Make sure you tune in next time. We're going to be at Junction Motor Speedway, May the 27th. Get a chance. If you can't make it down there, you can surely tune in at MyCentralNebraska.comTV. Yeah, we're going to be at Junction Motor Speedway on the 27th. We'll be back at the Off-Road Speedway on Saturday, June 10th. And then Thursday, July 6th, during the Platte County Fair, the Nebraska Bushmillers. That's a Thursday night. And then Saturday, July 8th, we're back here at the Off-Road Speedway. Then the 13th, we're at the home of Thursday Night Thunder, US 30. And then Friday, July 21st, the Colfax County Fair in the great metropolis of Lee, Nebraska. So here we go. Robert Osborne brings him on a turn 4, 16 to go. Let's go racing. Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Zach Zentner, Corey Haase, Doug Tomka, Chris Johnson, Jim Johnson, Ben Sukup, Travis Berkeley, Jason Jacobs. And Robert Osborne has taken off from Chase and said, aha, see, I see what you did the first time, son. Not going to happen the second time. And Robert Osborne says, try to catch me now. And the yellow comes out again. We got a car down over there in turn number 2. That would be the 75. I do believe that is Ray Clausen brings out the yellow flag that time. Now we got to do it all over again with 15 laps to go. So 10 down, 15 to go in this final feature in the Bragging Rights Limited Late Models here at the Off-Road Speedway. great night of racing, great crowd. Man, they've had some great races here tonight. You get a chance to come up here sometime. Come on up here and you'll have a good old time. I'll tell you that right now. They put on quite a show. They improved their PA system. They got speakers all up on the building now. I tell you what, they get so loud it blasts you right out of the place, let me tell you. But anyway, my good old buddy Brian Larson's been announcing with me for a long, long time. So, and then when I get a chance, sometimes Brian can announce. I head on up here and fill in for Brian at the Off-Road Speedway and just have a blast. So it's kind of like my Speedway from home there, so from US 30. It's like my home away from home. I know all the drivers up here, most of them anyway. I've been coming up here so often, so it's like. So once again, it's Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Zach Zentner, Doug Tomka, Corey Haase. Mike says one more time around, gentlemen, we'll be back under green.
15 laps left around this one.
Like I said, July 13th, we'll be streaming live from the home of Thursday Night Thunder, US 30 Speedway, my home for 30 years. Announcing there, so I can't believe it's been 30 years already, right? I'm going like, where'd the time go? It's like time flies when you're having fun. So Robert Osborne brings the field out of turn number 4. Let's go racing. Chase was putting a little lean on him, but then he had to lift up a little bit, lost a little ground to Robert. Zach Zentner's looking on the outside of him in that third spot. Doug Tomka, Corey Haase, Jim Johnson. Look out. Jason Jacobs. Jason Jacobs gets involved. It looks like Devin Johnson might be involved in that one. And the 45 of John Haase. So once again, not a completed lap, and we go under caution. So, like they always say, cautions that breed cautions. So that sometimes happens. So, but once again, we want to thank you for tuning in tonight, checking us out at MyCentralNebraska.comTV. Hope you're enjoying it. If you enjoyed it, you can surely, what you can do is go to the comments and tell us what you thought of the broadcast and what we might do to improve it and make it better. And, send us a little shout out on our website and let us know. And so we're quickly going 1 to go. It is Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Zach Zentner, Doug Tomka, Corey Haase, then it's Jim Johnson, Chris Johnson, Ben Sukup, Travis Berkeley, Matt Haase, Todd Bell, John Haase, Devin Johnson, Ryan Clausen, or Ray Clausen, and Jason Jacobs. Robert Osborne gets the green down the backstretch, starts stretching it out over Chase Osborne in second. Doug Tomka now battling Zach Zentner for third. And we're back under caution again. 81 of Matt Haase around in turns 1 and 2. So here we go. We're in that repetitive cycle of cautions breed cautions. So Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Zach Zentner, Doug Tomka, Corey Haase, Jim Johnson, Chris Johnson, Ben Sukup, Travis Berkeley, John Haase, Todd Bell, Ray Clausen, and then we have Devin Johnson, Jason Jacobs, Matt Haase. Matt Haase is going to have to line up in the back, I've been told, for causing the yellow, so he's got some work to do. Of course, Matt Haase is first year in the Bragging Rights Limited Late Models, moving up from the IMCA Northern Sport Mods. We're going to go one more time around after this with 15 laps to go in your Bragging Rights Limited Late Model A feature. So caution, breed cautions. So hopefully now we can get a green and go a few laps without having a caution.
And don't forget, race fans, hopefully you call somebody that didn't make it to the race tonight. MyCentralNebraska.com. I can't remember what they call it, cache in the page or whatever.
Brian Larson giving us a shout out. Here we go. Robert Osborne gets the green. Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Zach Zentner, Doug Tomka, Corey Haase, Ben Sukup in a three-way battle with Jim Johnson and Chris Johnson. And then it's Travis Berkeley. Still a three-way battle, and I'll tell you what, Doug Tomka's got some right-side metal damage. He got into someone, and they rubbed him the wrong way, and the whole right side of his car is just all tore up. So it's Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Zach Zentner, Ben Sukup, Corey Haase. Look at Jim Johnson with the flight on the outside out of turn number 2. Moves into that 5th spot. Now using the high side for momentum, and the yellow's going to come out once again. We got a car at the bottom of turns 1 and 2. But Doug Tomka's right side is all tore up. He got into somebody, or somebody got into him. So once again, yellow has hit the speedway. And so they're going to get some debris off the track. And who is that down at the bottom? That is Devin Johnson in the 7. J. Devin Johnson. And so we'll get them lined up once again here. We have 13 laps to go. So it seems like we hit lap number 15, and it's been about like one lap at a time when we get a caution. So I know my late father just used to, this drove him up the wall, but you know, that's part of racing. You know, I've been to the super speedways. I've been to Indy. I've been to Daytona. When they go under caution, they do caution laps at Indy and Daytona. Those are caution laps. You're talking 2.5-mile tracks. And they're doing a caution like about 80 mile an hour. It seems like they're crawling around 50, but they're not. But yeah, so here we go. Looks like we're going to get them lined up, go like one more time around. Mr. Jensen will indicate with 13 laps to go. So 13 laps to go. Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Zach Zentner, Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson. Keep your eye on Jim Johnson. He was making a move on the outside. So here we go. 13 to go. We're back to green flag racing. Robert Osborne jumps out to the lead once again. Chase Osborne, Zach Zentner. Keep your eye on Jim Johnson using outside lane. Gets the flight off of there. High side momentum for Jim Johnson. Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Zach Zentner, Ben Sukup. But keep your eye on Johnson. He's on the move on the high side. Look at that. He gets by Zentner. Now he's trying to get by Sukup. He's on the high side in turn number 4. I'll tell you what, he's got the momentum on the high side. Robert Osborne still has the lead. Johnson now kind of hopped over the cushion there, so he lost a little ground to Ben Sukup. Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson, Zach Zentner, Corey Haase, Chris Johnson, Todd Bell, Matt Haase, Travis Berkeley. Coming around with 9 laps. Oh, we got John Haase around in turn number 2. Yellow on the speedway. So once again, yellow for the 45 of John Haase. We got 10 laps left to go. So once again, the caution comes out for the 45 of John Haase. But I tell you what, you talk about the high side hustler. That's Jim Johnson in that 36. He is on the high side. So keep your eyes on the 36 of Johnson. Chase Osborne, Robert Osborne is the lead. Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup. Then you got Jim Johnson, Zach Zentner, Chris Johnson, Corey Haase. Then it is Travis Berkeley, Todd Bell. Then we got Matt Haase and Devin Johnson, Jason Jacobs, Ray Clausen and John Haase in the 45. 10 laps to go. So it seemed like we hit that 10 lap to go mark or the 15 lap to go mark, and it's taken about 20 minutes just to get 5 laps in. Yes, multiple cautions like the hobby stocks. So we'll try it again. We have 10 laps to go. Robert Osborne has the lead. He's probably getting tired of all these restarts, but we're going to try it again here.
Got that green flag in here. I think we got them lined up correctly.
They're looking. No 1 to go indicator on that one. So, Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup, Zach. Now they're all, come on, guys, get lined up here. Oh, it's always interesting in dirt track racing. Looks like we might be ready to go. Nope, we're going to go one more time around.
Johnson, Rivera, Plainview, and your local McDonald's restaurant. All sporting tonight's race action here at Off-Road.
So it is Robert Osborne chasing them down, the young gun, Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson, Zach Zentner. That's your first 2 rows. 10 laps to go. Let's go racing. Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup battling for second and third. Jim Johnson now goes to the low side in turns 3 and 4. Chris Johnson in the 73 challenge him, Zach Zentner. And here comes the 81 of Matt Honey Badger Haase. It is Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson, Chris Johnson, Zach Zentner, Matt Haase. Then it's Corey Haase, but on the inside of him, here comes Travis Berkeley. Then it's Todd Bell. Ray Clausen, John Haase, and Devin Johnson. Robert Osborne with 7 to go has the lead. Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson, Chris Johnson, Zach Zentner. Oh, the track is getting slick out there now. It's really slicked off with the late models. 6 to go. Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson, Chris Johnson, Zach Zentner, Travis Berkeley, Matt Haase. Look at him with the big drive up at the top of turn number 2. Moves into that 6th spot. Matt Haase using the high side for momentum. Now moving into 7th, looking for 6th on the 22Z of Zach Zentner. 4 laps to go. Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson, Chris Johnson, Zach Zentner, Matt Haase, Travis Berkeley, Corey Haase, Todd Bell, Ray Clausen, Devin Johnson, and John Haase. 3 to go. Robert Osborne trying to hold off the sun, the young gun, Chase Osborne, for the win. Out of turn number 4 with 2 to go, it is Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson, Chris Johnson, Zach Zentner, Travis Berkeley, Matt Haase, Corey Haase, Ray Clausen, Todd Bell, Devin Johnson, John Haase. White flags out, 1 to go. It is Robert Osborne. Out of turn number 2 into turn number 3, it is Robert Osborne. He's coming out of turn 4, getting the checker flag, the feature win. Robert Osborne, Chase Osborne, second. Ben Sukup, Jim Johnson, Chris Johnson, Zach Zentner, Travis Berkeley, Matt Haase, Corey Haase, Ray Clausen, Todd Bell, Devin Johnson, John Haase. But your winner driving the 35, that is Robert Osborne.
Yes.
Father and son, 1 and 2 tonight at the Off-Road Speedway. Robert Osborne, who's been racing, I tell you what, he's been racing as long as I've probably been announcing. Still can do it in that late model out there in that 35. So Brian Larson will head down there to interview your winner. The 35 of Robert Osborne. Well, we want to thank everyone tonight for tuning in to MyCentralNebraska.comTV. Hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, go to our webpage, leave us a comment, tell you if you liked it, if you didn't like it, what we can do to improve it. We want to thank you for tuning in tonight. Don't forget, next stop will be Junction Motor Speedway. For Ryan, Kim, Jeff, and myself, Jim, we bid yourself a grand farewell.